India called Crime Stoppers Trinidad and Tobago. The partnership was launched a few years ago, but now, in a renewed effort in the war against crime, it was relaunched on 27th March 2002.
I speak to you this morning in this time of Lent, which is a time for introspection and reflection.
Martin George is the chairman of Crime Stoppers. He spoke of how fortunate Trinidad and Tobago is compared with other countries.
The pundits, the scribes, the economists all forecast an economic boom. Despite the political wrangling and turmoil of the day, we remain a blessed land, free from the terror and strife of civil and social unrest that is ripping apart societies such as Argentina and our neighboring Venezuela.
But our problem here is one of crime.
But while we count our good fortune, we cannot ignore the effect of the deadly cancer that is slowly eating away at our own society here in Trinidad and Tobago, the cancer of crime. It is all around us with its pernicious, pervasive, and insidious effect. It is white-collar crime, it is blue-collar crime, it is crime in the streets, it is crime in the churches, it is crime in the homes. And as we heard recently, it is crime in the home for children by the very ones who are supposed to protect and take care of them. So it's not something we can escape. We all talk the talk and mouth the appropriate phrases and expressions of horror and disgust at the crime scene. But there's still a tremendous amount of hypocrisy involved. Hypocrisy in that we sometimes feel that once we barricade and insulate ourselves behind our electronic gates, our burglar-proofed fences, our burglar-proofed houses, and we relax in the comfort of our Mercedes-Benzes and BMWs, that we are insulated, we are safe, we are protected. So the horror of crime is out there, but it does not touch us. It's a fallacy. It's indeed a fallacy. We cannot imagine that by cocooning ourselves in our secure communities, in Fairways or Mocha or Westmorelands or Highland Park, that is enough. It is coming to us. Who can forget the gruesome murder in Westmorelands a couple of years ago of those two young ladies? Who can forget the murder of Mrs. Dowie in her Federation Park home, murdered by her maid? Who can forget the murder of our former Attorney General, Selwyn Richardson, murdered as he entered his home? And who can forget the murder of Carl D'Souza? The police service is doing their part. But one of the major handicaps they face is the lack of information. And that information is out there. There are people out there who know who killed Carl D'Souza. There are people out there who know who committed these crimes. We have to get that information. That information could sometimes be the vital key to the solving of the crime. And this is where Crime Stoppers comes in. Crime Stoppers is a private sector initiative. It's been largely backed here by the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce, and it operates, as Gary told us, as a partnership between the business community, the police, the media, and the wider community. The business sector sets up the program and gets the initial funding. The media gets the message out and advertises the program. The community responds by calling in with the information. They are guaranteed that this information is kept confidential and they remain anonymous. The system we employ here is that when you call, you are assigned a number, and that code number is the number you use at all times. So one of our taglines is, we don't want your name, we just want your info, to get the message across that it is safe, it is secure, it is confidential. Because there are several reasons why people may not wish to go to the police with information. They may fear that there is some reprisal, they may fear that it's not confidential, they may fear that it's not secure, and their fear sometimes may be irrational and without any proper basis. But be that as it may, the task remains to get that information.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is where Crime Stoppers of Trinidad and Tobago will play a pivotal role.
In the feature address, the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Howard Chinley, spoke of the important role which Crime Stoppers would play in the reduction of crime.
This program aims at receiving all relevant information so as to not only prevent a criminal act from being committed, but also to ensure the arrest and conviction of those involved in criminal activity. Notwithstanding the sophisticated weaponry, the vehicular mobility, the intelligence expertise, it is clear that those at the ground level, the people of the neighborhood, know about the presence of criminal activity more than any of our law enforcement units. We need to work with the people in getting information. We need to know where are the guns, where's the ammunition, who are involved in the illegal drug trade, where are the hideouts of the criminal dens, where are drugs sold in the neighborhood. Only people on the ground can give answers to such questions. But the process of information gathering must be systematic and professionally done. Crime Stoppers is designed to set in place the appropriate mechanism to collect sensitive information, which will lead to either the prevention of a criminal act or the solving of a crime. The element of confidentiality and anonymity will be strictly observed. Based on the results of information received, monetary rewards will be issued. The business sector will be coordinating this information gathering exercise. This entire process, from the receipt of information to arrest, will operationally include the business community, the police, our national community, and the media. May I at this point in time mention that the Chamber has already pledged $250,000 for the implementation and success of this venture.
The minister went on to speak of other measures in addition to Anaconda, which the ministry is taking in the war against crime.
As we speak, 140 new vehicles for all divisions have already been secured, along with fast high-tech Coast Guard vessels and 2 sophisticated aircrafts. The 2 C-26 aircrafts donated to us by the United States government will be returning to Trinidad and Tobago tomorrow morning from Canada. After having been installed with the necessary surveillance equipment to enable the law enforcement agencies to gather information and intelligence to detect crime in the air. The high technology enabling process was completed at a cost to the government of Trinidad and Tobago of over $12 million. Ladies and gentlemen, we are serious about this business of ridding the society of criminal elements. We are implementing the 21st century GPS with digital maps to assist the E999 rapid response. Recognizing that 50% of all crime is drug-related, you will appreciate that our efforts to improve surface and air surveillance technology will go a long way in dealing with the source of the problem. With due regards to the security imperative of the state, I can assure you that the Operation Intelligence Unit is keeping fully apace with the whole Crime Stoppers Trust. You will recall I mentioned the need to paralyze the body of crime. To this end, a special Army police unit will be rapidly executing what can be described as short, intense surgical strikes simultaneously throughout the nation. This will be done in conjunction with the Operation Anaconda. This unit will comprise a small confidential team dedicated to the aim of conducting surgical removals of the various crime cancers plaguing the body of our society. The unit will strike at any time, any location, but with equal and full impact. Perhaps the body of protective officers can be called a joint crime squad. They will be weeding out or extracting those criminals from the drug dens and other hideouts. Information will be gathered from Crime Stoppers as our source of intelligence, as well as our joint intelligence within the Ministry of National Security. The criminals must be convinced that it is totally unwise to continue illegal activities. They must be convinced that there will be little time separating the doing of the criminal act and incarceration. Chamber members, what's ahead is clear. There will be ongoing monthly total nationwide sweeps. Accompanying this will be nationwide day and night roadblocks. To this end, I am again appealing to the national population to exercise patience. A level of inconvenience will be inevitable. Remember, effective state protection is the goal of the government, and it will be pursued relentlessly.
We are promising that once we get your support, Crime Stoppers will make a dent in crime. I repeat, Crime Stoppers will make a dent in crime.
We must rescue the society from the stranglehold of the criminal elements. The collective input of community, business, and government will prove to be invincible as we move forward in creating the type of environment for all sectors of the population to flourish.
So again, I ask you, what are you doing to assist Crime Stoppers in this thrust? And our pledge and commitment remains, if you give us your support, we will make a dent in the war on crime. Thank you.